Hey everyone. So I definitely wanted to come on and make a video about mission and life path, especially after yesterday's video, which I really made because whenever I see two twin flames who have gotten to the point where they can manifest like union and then they decide they don't want to consciously like work it out, how important it is to realize that there's a mission there. So if you can get to that point, like, don't take that mission for granted. But if you're a twin flame and you're not supposed to be with your twin in this lifetime, that's okay too. And you know what? I think I forgot to really emphasize that as well. So, anyone who's kind of in separation kind of could have felt a little bit left out in that video, because just because you don't manifest twin flame union doesn't mean you don't have this insanely awesome purposeful path in your life. But I really wanted to make a video that was encouraging twin flames to look at what the dynamic has to offer in terms of challenging us to show and ground in what true unconditional love is in the collective consciousness. Like, that is the mission for the twin flame. So if you can get to the point where two people are able to achieve union, like, do it. I'm not telling anyone what to do. Everyone has their own free will, but definitely not everyone is supposed to be with their twin in this lifetime, so it's okay too if you're not. So as you can see, I have my Hey Arnold shirt on, which is so funny. My guides wanted me to wear this shirt today because we were talking about mission and what our life path is all about and how do we know if we're on it, and like all these questions we have, and we overcomplicate it. So anyways, what they wanted me to start with is coming back to our childhood. So of course they led me to wear this shirt that brings me back to my childhood. I think Hey Arnold was on when I was in like middle school or something. I used to love that show. The grandma was my favorite character because she was so free-spirited and crazy. But anyways, and it was funny because earlier this week, one of my kids brought home this coloring sheet they had did. It was like color by number, and it like all of a sudden when I started looking at like his little worksheet, I completely was encompassed by the energy back when I was a kid in school doing the color by number. And I must have really loved it because like I felt so overcome with love when I just saw this and then became encompassed by the energy. I was just like, oh my goodness, like I feel like sometimes when I go outside and I'm just in the backyard and it's quiet and it's just me and the dog, I feel like how I felt when I was a kid. And when we're children, we're more open, we have a higher vibration. It's like, to me, that validates that I'm raising my vibration because I'm feeling those things again. And that's why they wanted me to wear this shirt, because we need to bring that childlike energy into our lives more, because that is a part of what our mission is. And so really what our mission is to feel good. It's to bring joy, happiness, love into our lives in order to raise our vibration. And when we raise our vibration, we affect everyone and everything around us. We are here to raise the vibration of the collective consciousness. So that means you have to do what feels good. And it's so simple that our 3D minds, our human minds, we can't help but be in this dense human body. And so that ego tells us like, no, like your mission is to do. And so like when we think of mission, we think of, okay, what is this crazy awesome thing I'm gonna do in my life? But the only thing that we have to do is take notice of how we feel in any given moment. The work is a moment to moment feeling. That is what the work is. That is what your mission is to say, hey, in this moment, how am I feeling? Am I connected? Is my heart open? And that's what consciousness really is like being aware, being that observer. And so when I'm talking about like twin flame union, in terms of their mission is to ground a state of unconditional love in the collective consciousness. So when you are able to manifest union with your twin, you realize that all these triggers and all of this, disconnected, connected is because we are having everything come up from our DNA and our family lineage and patterns that they had. They need healed, and we're able to heal those in this union because we're able to bring those up in each other so we can heal them, not just for us, but for all of our ancestors, for our children, through everyone connected in that DNA lineage. That is what twin flames do. And when you heal it in yourself, you heal it for all. That the twin flame union and their mission and the mission of the individual is to heal yourself. And when you heal yourself, you heal the world. So when you come, and that's why I was like so frustrated when I see people who could be in union that choose not to be, because they don't realize how much they're thinking like, what? This isn't perfect. I'm being triggered all the time. I'm a spiritual person. I should be able to manifest this perfect relationship that's just bliss all the time. And what they don't realize is like the mission in this union is to heal everyone and everything. And it'll come up so you can heal it, and you'll bring it up in each other. And when you heal it, you heal for everyone. So when you're like, I want this perfect relationship where I don't have to do any work, spiritual work, I want it to be easy. That's like you not wanting to serve others. And that's what we're here to do. And that's why I had to bring that message forward. So I know that some people felt like maybe triggered, or I don't know, maybe you didn't feel triggered, but I looked at it from a different perspective after I watched the video back, like, oh, there's a whole group of people that probably not realizing what I'm saying here. So I wanted to clarify it. But the fact of the matter is that everybody is looking for, things outside of ourselves to be our mission or our purpose. But the mission is all on the inside. It's all on the inside. And the contrast, if you can't, and that's what, when people say you need to love your shadow, like if you can't look at your shadow and see that value in it, like, yes, something is coming up. I'm being triggered. This is an opportunity for insane amount of growth, not just for me, but for everyone I'm connected to, which is everyone and everything. And it's really hard to come from 3D, where you're just trying to like analyze everything, to 5D, and like you have to be connected. You have to look at something from a bunch of different perspectives, not just one hard-headed perspective that's not willing to open their mind up to everything, how everyone else is feeling. This isn't a survival of the fittest. We work together because we're all we are together. We're connected. And that's why I've said in previous videos, like, our future is in communities. It really is, in entrepreneurship, in terms of how things are going to change their culture. They're not going to be so many like mega corporations. We're going to be running our own stuff, but that's off on a whole another tangent. You know me, I'm a tangent runner. Okay, I want to see if I missed anything that I wrote down. So just a second. That is another thing that I want to bring up. Okay, I'm glad I looked over here. So the 3D wants to tell us, like, we gotta do. Our mission is something that we do, okay? And if you're not working hard, that was a false statement. It's just like you have to work hard to earn something. Like, things have to be hard in order to get money or whatever. And that is like the biggest false premise ever. Like, you have to feel good to manifest that vibration that you're looking for. Because what you're looking for is not money. It's the vibration of what the happiness that the money could possibly bring you. You see what I'm saying? So for me, this is like, I'm like a really great example in this instance. So Prior to having kids, I was a workaholic. I was a what I do. Um, I thought that my worth was based off of how productive I was, how much money I could make, how many things I could accomplish. So from the time I was 16, I always had a job. I always was playing basketball all up until the beginning of my college years. So I did all that. I would literally in high school wake up and work at J.C. Penney stocking shelves before I go into school, high school. I was doing that in high school and then working after school sometimes. And then so I ended up going to college to play basketball, but it didn't last long because it ended up being more stressful than it was making me happy. So I decided to quit and work. I had 2 part-time jobs and I went to school full-time. And I got my bachelor's and my master's degree before I was 24. Like, I was such a workaholic, and I would do homework at work, and like my days were scheduled out from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. work or school, and I would have like 30-minute commute times in between, and I would eat on the go, and it was insane. So the universe said to me, Kelsey, what can we do to show you that your worth is not based off of your productivity? And so what they did was they led me down the path of being a stay-at-home mom. And I don't know if any of you are mothers out there, but when you go from being like, my worth is based off of my productivity, to staying at home and someone asks you what you do for a living, you feel like the most worthless thing ever, because in our culture today, it's like, if you're not working, if you're not doing everything, then you feel like you're not enough. And it's just how we've bred, like how we're bred in this country, and a lot of families' mindset. So that's how it was brought up, you know? So for me to feel like I was a worthy human being when all I did was what? Be a mom and have kids. And it was like, I don't get it. I'm so tired doing all this stuff at home and raising my kids, but it doesn't matter because I'm not making any money. Like, who cares that the house is clean or that I made dinner? Like, it feels like you feel so taken for granted. So for me, it was the biggest challenge. So for years, I felt unworthy because all I did was be a stay-at-home mom. And I went from being crazy busy to that. And it took until I had my spiritual awakening to be happy. I was depressed for a long time and I didn't even know I was depressed. I was so hard-headed because I have so much masculine energy that I wouldn't admit that I was depressed. And then I realized that I was, and that's when my spiritual awakening hit and everything. And that's my whole life changed, you know? And the thing of it is like, a lot of people want to play it safe and they want to make choices out of comfort. But once you wake up, like, you will have no choice but to align with what sets your soul on fire. And you'll keep getting presented the same circumstances where you have to make a different choice, until you take that leap. So we have to get out of our comfort zones, and don't be afraid to be happy. Don't be afraid to say, screw what you think of me. Screw what my culture says I should do. I'm going to do what feels good in here. And that is what our mission is. Because when we're brave enough to do that, we're that light that everyone else sees. Wow, they just made a big ballsy move, like by leaving their marriage or changing their career or letting go of that amount of money in a career to do what? Some small business? That is being the light, because everybody else wishes they had the courage to do the same thing. Because true freedom is living life on your own terms. Not having to check in to be somewhere. You are your own boss. That's why I say the future is in entrepreneurship. There's nothing that you can't monetize to make a career out of. So mission isn't about doing. Mission is about how you feel. Mission is about feeling into higher vibrations and impacting everyone and everything around you. So it doesn't matter what you do as long as you feel good doing it. So when they say twin flames have a mission, the ultimate mission is just to show everyone what true unconditional love is. And you can do that by yourself. You don't have to be a twin flame to do that. But the power of their energy together is insane. That's why people emphasize that path so much. And it's challenging. All the paths are challenging. But when you choose to stick through triggers and these things that that you know are going to come up, and you choose to unconditionally love that person anyways, and be like, I don't care. I'm here for you always, regardless. Like, it's just like insane once you start getting to those levels in your twin flame relationship, how intense the unconditional love feels, and how, like, even when you're in those seemingly repelling phases, you already know that once that subsides, once that integration period subsides, that it's nothing but bliss in leveling up and more understanding, more unconditional love. It's just like there is no grand finale. Every time you up level, it feels like a grand finale, but guess what? It's not the finale, because there's another one and another one and another one, and that's what raising your vibration feels like. And when you feel that, you want that for everyone else. And how do you give that to everyone else? You feel it. So there is no mission externally. It's all inside. Let's not overcomplicate this. So it doesn't matter if it's a twin flame mission, it's an individual mission, a starseed, light worker, whatever the hell you identify as. It doesn't matter. It's all within. It's all on the inside. There's nothing outside of ourselves or thing that we're doing or mission or purpose from the 3D conceptual definition of it. Like, it's none of that. That will come when you feel good, because you're just going to be drawn to things that set your soul on fire. So when, yes, it kind of on the outside looks like you're manifesting a mission, but really you've already manifested it. You're manifesting it every single moment that you feel amazing and you're open. So yeah, I hope that brought a little clarity from yesterday's video, which I will link below. Also, yesterday, I forgot to mention this to you guys. Well, I couldn't have mentioned it yesterday because I didn't know so after, but in the video yesterday at the very end, I timestamped it. It was, the funny thing, it was 38 minutes and 38 seconds. There were a couple little orbs that flew through and wanted to play. So every once in a while, there's orbs in my videos. Lance actually noticed it. He's like, did you see your little orb buddies at the end of the video? I was like, I went back and looked. I was like, oh yeah. It's funny. We'll be in random places. Every couple months or so, we'll see some orbs in our videos and stuff. But anyways, if you want to check it out. Also, I'm going to link the video from yesterday down the bottom of this one. And I think that is all, guys. I hope that brought some clarity around, mission and why it can be so confusing, because we think about it in 3D ways. We're not thinking about it in this 5D unconditional love and connection kind of way, So have an awesome rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon.